Now is former U.S. Attorney for the District of Utah and Right on Crime Executive Director Brett Tolman. Brett, thank you so much for joining us. To hear the Democrats trying to make excuses for James Comey so far, they're saying, oh, it's just his First Amendment right. What's the response to that?
Well, Jason, you know the First Amendment can be basically thrown out when you commit a crime, and there are certain things you can't do under the First Amendment. Look, let's back up. You have Jim Comey deleting that so fast because he probably had an awareness, immediate awareness of what he had done. 8647 is, if you have no understanding of its meaning, you would not post it. You would only post that if you had an understanding of its meaning, which he did. So then it's posted. What does it mean? Well, it's a call to arms. It's a call to action. It's a demand for others to take the law into their own hands, or to take, some extreme effort to this president who's already endured 2 assassination attempts. It's unconscionable, but I think it's criminal. It violates Section 871 of our criminal code in this country. He knows better. I hope that they are serious about it. I also think he has a decision to make now. Is he going to continue in the lie that he doesn't understand? This is a man that prides himself in being the smartest man in the room, and also has prosecuted mobsters, bad criminals throughout his career. He understands what it is. That's why he posted it. Now he has to decide, will I continue to lie, or am I going to fess up that I did something I should not have done?
Yeah, the ego and arrogance in that one is as large as he stands. It really is omnipresent with him. The idea that you're an attorney, that you are a FBI director, former FBI director, and that you don't know what it is, I would be fascinated to really think, what did he think it was? I think, like you do, and I think like any common sense person would look at this and say, of course he knew exactly what it meant. But to suggest that he would put up, what if it was complimentary? No, he knew it wasn't complimentary. He knew that it meant taking him out. And that, to me, is a crime and should be investigated. So if the investigators move forward, if the Secret Service determines that it really, truly was a threat on the president's life, can they confiscate his phone? What can they do to look at it? Because he came up with a bunch of excuses like, oh, I don't know, and so I just took it down. What can the law enforcement do to further figure out his true intent and what he was doing here?
Well, remember, this is a man that lectured the country on words that can invoke violence when it was on the other side, talking about the election. So he does come from a position of authority, one in which you could see somebody trying to act on this. So what will they do? They will get his phone. If I were them, I would put him in front of the grand jury and make him answer under oath whether he knew what it meant or didn't. Because then you have an ability to compare his phone, his messages. He's bound to have had communication with others about it when it blew up and went viral. So I think there are some moves that they have in order to find out just in fact what his intent was. It's very clear this is not just a mistake. This is an individual who has indicated that he hates Donald Trump, that he wanted him to lose, has posted other things about the president that are certainly controversial. This crosses the line given his stature, his former position, and the following that he has in this country.
Yeah, look, I was the chairman of the Oversight Committee where he came before our committee and lectured me and the rest of the country about intent. And so if he wants to have a discussion about intent, I think that's where this investigation ought to go. Brett Tolman, former U.S. Attorney, thanks so much for joining us on The Bottom Line. Do appreciate it.